Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Ken Bozak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Ken Bozak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Ken bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get your Ken Bozak. Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Ken Bozak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Ken Bozak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Ken bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get your Ken Bozak.
And we're live. Sorry about the delay, everybody. Wanted to play that music for you one more time because I know you love it so much.
Takes a
Appreciate
while to
everybody
get to the
watching.
moon.
Yeah, right. Don't forget to retweet this if you're watching on Twitter. If you're on Facebook, don't forget to delete Facebook. And if you're on YouTube, please smash that like button. As always, I'm with my co-host Nathan, and our guest today is Vinny. His website is in the title of the video. Go ahead and check that out. Vinny, go ahead, introduce yourself, bro. I'm gonna pop up the website, let people take a look while you do that.
What's going on, guys? I'm Vinny Black Lodge. So just a collector. I've been in the retro video game community most of my whole life, and after the last 6 years, I kind of went out and did my own thing, and was wondering, when am I going to find another community again that's centered around collecting? It needs to be hot. It needs to be have the the flow, the demand, as the video game world did. And here I am doing NFTs on the Wax.
Did you get a new
blockchain.
Twitter account? Because I feel like I was already following you, and I just went and looked at your website and made sure I was following you on Twitter. Vinny Blacklod 1.
Yeah, I think there's a 1 in that one. Yeah, I just started the Twitter. I've never had a Twitter account before.
Oh,
so
that picture looks way familiar then. I think one of my friends... Oh, you know what? I think DJ Me Popsicle was using a picture like this.
What picture?
The cat. It looks so familiar as your default photo.
I might have dropped some out there. I don't know. But that was like one of my first NFTs. I just made, was just trying it out. So I did a couple cats and stuff. But yeah.
Wait, literally took the meme of cat videos on the blockchain and ran with it.
Yeah, it's like, I think with cats, it's like you can't just try to make the next cat meme. It just kind of has to happen. Like you get the right photo or something, or
I
the right
just bought
cat.
one of your NFTs off the secondary market for only 30 cents, and now there's none left for anybody else, and I feel bad.
I'll be dropping more of them soon. There's a few things I need to figure out and iron out with that. I made a mistake at first, so I've got 515 mints in my wallet now that I've got my OCD has to take care of.
Yeah, I did that by accident with my YouTube badge pins. Accidentally minted 100 instead of 10, because I know when you mint on Atomic Hub, you see it usually only lets you do 10.
That's what I thought.
Me too.
Because that's 10 times.
I accidentally hit an extra 0 that didn't show up, and when I hit mint, it minted 100 instead of 10.
Oh, so it will take the extra digit.
Yes,
then.
but it won't show it. Yeah, so I think what we had was the same exact issue, which is technically a feature and not a bug if you know it's there, because it helps you mass mint.
Teaches you to defy your boundaries.
Yes.
I guess the big question of that is, when you are making these templates and you have a collection, let's say it is or is not whitelisted yet, how does it affect things if you go in there and say, okay, you know what, those templates are done, and then you just make another set of templates with the limit, 150, 250 limit? How does that affect things when somebody looks in your collection and they see other templates of the same things that you had to redo, or can you remove them?
I think that might be very different for everybody to answer that question. It's to me, that seems like a very personal question. Like, how would a template that seems to be abandoned or may have been erred, right, and not used in a collection? To me, it does depend on a few things. If there's a template and it has a mint number max, and it's been abandoned in a sense, I usually tend to look to see if they were all burned. And if that template says that there's an infinite print ability, but it was clearly abandoned and it's not going to be used, but there happens to be an identical template right next to it that is being used and blah blah blah, it does give me that oh shit feeling a little bit, oh damn, there's technically too, but honestly I really don't know if it affects me as a collector. Maybe if I have my investor hat on, but as a collector I'm not too picky about it, as long as it's not a very expensive NFT to a template that may have a duplicate template with an error or something. And but as an investor, when I'm looking into projects that are LLC'd and have a whole team, I do tend to investigate that and see if they have any error templates or maybe misprints or anything like that. I kind of value that, so I kind of see if they're any available. I kind of buy them, and I know that they're misprints. They're not probably going to be used in the game that they're making if it is a game NFT or whatever the case may be. If there's a burn functionality to generate, they're probably not going to use that template. So, it's kind of just like a misprint card in Pokemon. You can't use a misprint in a tournament battle. Just because your Charizard accidentally said 10,000 HP doesn't mean they're going to let you use that card in a tournament. But it's pretty damn cool to have a legit Charizard with a misprint that says 10,000 HP. So I think of it along those lines, but it is very personal because I do know people that see something like that and it's a complete turnoff. I don't know about Nathan, though. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, I like a good misprint, to be honest with you. But yeah, the functionality, I guess, needs to be there. But that's when you just have to determine, like, what are you as a collector? Are you this, a person that collects to do tournaments and you're kind of walking both lines there? Or are you just simply a collector and you actually are seeking that out more than anything? Kind of like somebody would do with any type of collection, like stamps or cards or even like magazines.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So I guess there's two options in. You leave it in there and it's a little bit of your history of what you've done, or you burn it all.
Yeah.
If you can, right, exactly. Yeah, I think there's those two options, and maybe there's a third that, we're just not seeing, because it is really, an opportunity for people to be creative and create solutions to individual problems, individual ways that may not look like solutions for us. So yeah, maybe some people that have a misprint or have created a template that they want to reissue, that could be something that they give away for free instead of sell, and then the next one is something that they could sell. So they have like their promotional version as well as they have their collectible version. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't think.
But then the community decides, if you just distribute this as a misprint for free, like they could resell really high eventually, and then you're making money off of that.
What I think really determines it, Vinny, is the legacy, right? Now, if you do something early on like that, and a year later you're still producing work, you're still making the project go, I think that it adds value to anything in your legacy's treasure trove, whether it's a fuck up or whatever. It adds value, right? Because legacy builds over it. It adds on top of it. It's backed by that legacy and all those templates that are out there and all those assets. But again, it's, people that may fuck up a template and just abandon their store and say, I'm just going to start all over again. That is probably the most detrimental thing that I could see happen, is somebody just giving up because they fucked up.
That's what I like to believe. That's kind of what I like to believe with that. Just leave it there and see what happens. Yeah. And say, hey, guess what? We're on series 5. Look at these. These are the promos. And and that's kind of what I was treating this one, besides just being a test run and trying to get the stuff out there for relatively free.
It's like, who are you competing with?
Me and Nathan have a $3,000 typo out there somewhere right now. And there's 10 of them. So $30,000 worth of typos.
Oh, man.
That's crazy.
And we spent 72 fucking hours making sure that there wasn't any problems.
I'm great at creating content, but getting all the dots and T's, whatever the hell. Ken knows why I can't talk.
Oh, shout out to Sean Hebert, Just Learn Crypto show over there in Canada. Sent us $4.20. So you already know what that means.
Oh, we know what it means. We love you, dude. That's what that means.
420 super chat.
Literally have one of my cats just sits on, literally like Dr. Claw, just lays on my mouse hand all day.
That's awesome.
White cat.
Let me see. Oh, there it is. Oh
my God. Do you know what that reminds me of?
Welcome to the show, buddy.
Reminds me of that cartoon, and I literally bought this. I paid for this cartoon on YouTube because I couldn't find it anywhere on any piracy website that exists. I went on 3 different torrent sites, couldn't find this cartoon, so I went to YouTube and bought it. Freakazoid.
Oh, dude, Freakazoid.
When I saw his cat on the keyboard, bro, it was like Freakazoid.
That's crazy,
Freakazoid.
yeah.
I'll have to check that out. What was that? That wasn't.
It was Cartoon Network.
It was a nerd named Poindexter. It was on, I think, ABC, actually. I think it was before, Cartoon Network. I think it was on, public broadcasting channels. And basically, he's a nerd, and his cat walked across his computer, and pressed like all these buttons, and when he hit the enter button, he got sucked into the computer. It was so dumb. It's so dumb. But every time I see a cat like you just showed me near a keyboard, I immediately think Super Freak, and you're probably gonna have superpowers now.
You're like, watch out.
Yeah,
Place the
thanks.
wrong bid on something, or
Yeah, that's what I mean. Exactly. The cat walks across and puts a bid on an NFT for you, and next thing you know, it's like a 10x Beeple.
like types out something really bad in Telegram that you would never say, and you're like,
Or your cat mints an NFT on its own by accident.
right?
How you just discover your cat has a horrible personality.
Or creates like the
He
best
thought it
NFT
was
ever.
cool, you know?
Right, right. Sorry to sidetrack there, but as soon as I
Shit,
saw
I'm
that
friends
cute
with a
cat,
sociopath
that's,
here.
That's exactly what went down in my brain.
No,
Hey,
it's a good
Al,
sidetrack.
thanks for the dingleberries up in here. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Everybody for the super chat, subscribes. I see all that happening on the screen there. Thank you.
Dope.
I saw in the description for the calendar that you scheduled, Vinny, we were going to talk a little bit about the tokenomics of wax here. I'm curious, where you wanted to jump into, because I am pretty public about my position. I'm staking over 250,000 wax right now, and I'm earning about 24 wax a day. So it's about 1 wax every hour, which is a fair amount, around a quarter per wax. Considering kind of went deep in at like fucking 4 cents. I'm curious, where are you with the whole wax tokenomics and staking, Wax E, Wax P, Wax G, fucking...
I'm at Wax. I'm with Wax P. I don't have the
Same.
Ethereum to do the matching for the Wax E yet. I dove into it and kind of tried to understand what was going on with that. But I love the staking option because 72 hours, I'm not going to touch it. So if I don't have anything coming up for 72 hours, I leave it in there because I will just start buying crap. I think I got up to like 2,000 wax in there or something. A good amount. Now I've unstaked a bit for our planet land sale that's coming up, but I like to keep a bunch in there. Now, obviously with 2,000, I'm at 1/100th of what you had in there. So I think it was like every 6 or 7 days I was making a wax, or maybe less. I don't know. But that was the thing. I was like trying to figure out like how the votes work. Where are you putting the votes? Is who you're voting for increasing the API or whatever you're gaining on it? And that's kind of just where I ended up with that search.
Yeah, I don't believe so, and the voting at all has any effect on your earnings, but I think it has effect on your social clout, right? Sort of like a social credit score. I vote for my bro Big Mike. That's Big Mike Proxy, and just a friend of mine in the community, works on a couple projects, and I decided to just vote for him before I knew how involved he was in things, and turned out to be like that was a pretty smart move, considering he's very involved in projects. So like, just been voting for somebody that I've been a friend with, in random chats, that, happens to see that contribution, appreciates it. And, I see him, show the love back in different ways for, when I vote with a pretty decent, vote there. But I think it's more of a social thing, right? If you're in a community and they have their own pool, you could vote for them, and maybe proof of vote, you could earn NFTs, or if you sell NFTs and you vote for somebody else, maybe they'll buy your NFT because you voted for them. So I think it's more of a social game theory, not so much of like a financial reward model based on that engagement.
Like if we see that they're doing more good contributions to the community, because the higher your vote, you're getting in that top 50% tier, where what you're doing is actually influencing the platform, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I put mine, I think, in Wax community. Once I said I haven't looked deep enough to see who's doing what, and I was like, Wax community. It's a word I can read compared to a lot of the other ones are just letters. I was like, okay, well, I'll put it in there. But yeah, it's just one of those things, like, so much going on. It's like, what are you going to learn? When are you going to learn it? And what are you learning that you can apply to amplify things as quick as possible, and then learn other stuff as you go.
So that's something I wanted to jump in before Nathan chimes in here. Is I definitely don't know too much about waxes under the hood. I could care less about it. I look at this similar to how I look at a car. If You know, if I pop a hood open to a car, gibberish. I honestly couldn't point out the engine and the transmission from one another. Don't know, don't care. But it doesn't matter because I can still drive a car to get me to where I need to go. I can use wax, I can use Bitcoin, but if I had to pop open the hood and start to figure out how it works and what's what, I don't fucking know, and I really quite honestly don't care because it wouldn't increase the quality of my use case of it, right? I'm not a developer. I don't need to over DYOR. I like to be more of like the microwave guy, right? I know how to use a microwave, but how many of us know how it really makes the popcorn pop? Oh.
That's an even better point. You don't want to actually cook it either. You want to just pop it in the microwave and let it do the work. So it's like, you know, are you a user? Are you an understander? Are you an investor? Like, I don't know.
Right. It definitely depends on you know, what your utility expectations are of something to where you start to research and understand it. For me, I just want to use it. So I figure out how do I use this? How do I mint that? How do I do this? But it's not like how does it do that? It's just how do I do it with it? And with the staking mechanisms that I seen on Ethereum, a complete turnoff. I read the tokenomics form one time. I promise I knew everything there is to know about the Wax Ethereum tokenomics, and it was so irrelevant to my life I completely forgot it overnight. Like,
yeah, if you're not applying it to what you're doing, it's like, what's the point? I mean, to me, the biggest thing about the Wax is just I have a lot of faith in it. Like, I see something that's blowing up, that's going, and you know, like you said, getting under the hood, you may be able to put some wiper fluid in there, but you know,
what are you gonna do with it? You know?
Yeah, like I'm back in college again for the third time. It seems like every 10 years I go back, and you know, and I'm learning like electrical stuff, and you know, I'm thinking like I've gotten this far knowing how this stuff works. I'm like, why am I back here learning all these little details? Like, I know how to throw a ball and what the ball's going to do. I don't have to calculate the formulas and trajectories and velocities and everything. Like, you are a machine that does that already. And I think for some people, it's like, what's the point of being able to break it down? As long as somebody can, we need still people out there who are like taking that and applying it to the world, not in a stable motion trying to calculate it. But
yeah, we're almost competing against like the forces that be to prove that they exist when they clearly exist.
You know how I found out the feeling lazy button stakes all your wax? I clicked it and found out. You know, I don't really read. You know,
is that what you did at first?
Yeah,
that's sort of our job as
humans.
humans.
By doing though, right? I'm a hands-on learner. I learned by falling off the bike and scraping my knee and getting back on the bike. I have never learned anything by reading a book about it. I've only ever learned by trying at I don't know shit and applying that level of shit knowledge to I want to get to this endpoint, and then learning everything I needed to, got to the checkpoint and walked away happy. And like, I feel like a lot of people start too far on the book side of education and keep their hands in their pockets too much.
That's why I just was kind of done with the whole school education system. I think I left school halfway through my sophomore year. It just, you can teach
I dropped out of high school 3 times. I tried. I wanted to fucking give them the chance to do something, but every time I gave them the opportunity, they bored me.
Yeah, I mean, that's something important. You can learn so much stuff that it almost paralyzes you. But it's like, think about like a banana. There's a first human to eat a banana and go like, okay, like I guess I'm gonna try this thing. Like, think about that. So like you have to just go for it sometimes. It usually works out pretty damn good, or you die. Yep. And we're all gonna die anyway, so might as well just try.
So I do want to touch on this for people that may be listening that are probably new to this space and hoping, you know, to get involved in Wax or Atomic Hub or NFTs in general. Honestly, I'm not like, you know, against anybody else's blockchain when it comes to NFTs.
You're a waximalist.
I am a waximalist. I have no shame in that. But I do you know, I do dabble in Ethereum NFTs here and there, and I've been known to drop some ETH this month, considering, you know, it's 420.
You did it the other day, bro. You were buying NFTs
you missed it.
left
you
and
missed
right.
it last night. I dropped like 3 ETH on NFTs last
no.
night, dude. I went too far. Anyway.
You've gone too far.
Way too far, bro. I'm like, all right, thank God I have no more Ethereum left to spend, because...
just get rid of it. Right?
Yeah, right.
That's pretty much the goal.
Yeah, I'm trying to
But
save
I want to encourage people though to, fuck up. Try it, do it,
Yeah.
start with a selfie or take a picture of your floor. And then see how do I tokenize the picture of the floor I just took, or
Right.
whatever. If you play with GarageBand, figure it out, man, and start with that I don't know, but I know where I want to go, and learn those things in
dude.
between.
I'm participating in ETH staking, will am slash, however they're doing it, they're collecting the ETH basically. So
And make a demo store.
why be afraid, I mean,
make a
jump in
demo
the deep
store,
end.
guys. No, make a demo
a
store,
demo.
right? Like log in with your Google account,
What?
make NFTs, but don't try to get whitelisted. Don't try to get verified, but try to mint a template. Try to, build a drop. Try to experiment with maybe combining things or whatever that, you're trying to do with a demo store. Something that you're just going to use as your scrapbook as an artist, right? Think of it as a digital scrapbook for the art that you want to do. And then you take it to your book, you sketch it out. And then what do you do after that? You sit at the canvas and you focus on that sketch and you paint it out. I think that, people could use a demo store to mint NFTs in a way that's like just that, a sketch. And then take what you learn and apply that to your main NFT store with your main art. And that way you have a playground, a test net for you to fuck up without any, regard for, your community collectors, investors, or buyers, or anybody. It's just, that's your scrapbook. You're supposed to fuck up here. So maybe log in with Google on Atomic Hub, use the Wax Cloud wallet to fuck up, and then go to Anchor, get your username wallet, and make it like a store more along the lines of what you've learned from your scrapbook. So hopefully, somebody listening will take that attempt and run with it, because I've been clicking on the non-whitelisted assets on Atomic Hub recently.
Why not?
I promise you, bro, there's so many people experimenting. It's worth looking at the non-verified, non-whitelisted NFTs right now on Atomic Hub.
This is like the thing. People don't just buy stuff that they like either. Like, go there, find things that you actually think are good art or things that you think are cool, and buy them, Don't wait for them to get verified. They're going to 100x in that time too. We've seen how that works.
Yeah, there's two that I followed since I started, and I will buy their drops because they're cheap. But
yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cool to show support, and a lot of those end up being really big collections too. People didn't just start out verified as himself and all these things. A lot of people work up to that stuff. So
I guess what you're saying is so for those who might not know, you select right there whether you want to see whitelisted in your auction or not. It'll even give you a little warning. I know I changed mine a few days after I got in, and I haven't had a problem.
Have you changed your not safe for work settings? Because some people didn't know that they exist because they didn't know that they have their not safe for work settings turned on. And there is plenty of delicious NFTs out there on Atomic Hub that are not safe for work right now, and I'm loving it.
I've seen that, yeah.
But you wouldn't see it otherwise. You have to go into your settings and make sure that you allow that. So, I mean, dude, I just love seeing that that's real people. You know what I mean? That's so real.
When are we going to get one of you that's kind of not safe for work?
I have an OnlyFans right now.
Yeah, but we need an NFT that we have to kind of change our settings to view. That would be kind of fun.
See, that's where I think it goes to personal. No, but personal collectible thing or whatever. I don't know what to say, but
I want a one of you naked on a bearskin rug.
So I might see. That's the thing. I would never.
Tasteful.
But I would never do something like that with my Atomic Hub, because that's not that saying I wouldn't ever do. That's not me. It's totally me.
It's totally you. That's what I'm saying. What are you saying?
How I view the store that I have on Atomic Hub with Ken Bozak GIF, the gift shop there.
You're right.
That's a very thought out plan, right? The vision I have for that specific store as a whole is I'm doing everything there for Mr. Beast or PewDiePie. Everything I'm doing for my Atomic Hub store is as a proof of concept for when I get the chance to talk to Mr. Beast or PewDiePie or somebody that's like a
Smart.
big enough YouTuber influencer that like if I can get them to do what I'm doing the way I'm doing it as a proof of concept, show them how it's been working and how it works and how to work it themselves, I could fucking retire. Like, I don't need to do this. I could clearly just turn all this off and never be seen again. And I'd be pretty fucking fine for the rest of my life. But I don't, because I feel like I have that responsibility to, you know, do this until maybe I get to that point where Mr. Beast is, you know, showing people how to do it the right way. And I'm like, all right, cool. I can retire now. He's doing it. You know,
He's created a whole sub economy of people actually buying and reselling things and helping each other.
So the way I do my store is I don't want to do like screenshots of tweets, and I don't want to do nudes, or it's certain things that it's like I totally buy those fucking things. Like I love buying screenshot NFTs from Twitter. I love it. But the way I'm handling my collection is pretty methodical in the sense of I want to use it as a white paper roadmap for other content creators, or even just like public personalities that do not create their own art. I don't. I just commission it. I am amused. I just collaborate with artists.
You collect the other stuff. You actually have one in your collection, a controversial one that's like kind of not safe for work that's been getting a lot of attention and it's going up in value right now. And I don't know if you realize that, but it's way more sought after than it was.
Which one?
Well, it's like you get a formula, you put the
with the girl with the gas mask.
Oh, yeah. It's available for 6.9 ETH. I should probably change that right now.
Well, it's good, you know.
Put the
if you have a
price.
I
up.
want her to get the resale though. That's what it's.
I
really
know,
about.
but like the value of some of these ones that people have been after for a little bit is starting to like. Really
I saw that the day she
insane.
posted it. I was like, well, I'm buying that. Thanks.
Dude, people are wanting like so there is like a huge market for that content, I guess is my point. But I totally see where you're coming from too. You need a good, clean, healthy proof of concept.
Well, and her proof of concept could be used for sex workers or girls or guys.
There's a place for everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So mine is specifically like thought for like Mr. Beast. Exactly. Like everything I'm fucking doing is like, all right, this is what I would want Mr. Beast to do. This is how I would want him to do it. So I'm doing it in this way to where when he has the time, I can be like, hey, bro, I'm just a fucking stoner. And this is what I've been doing. If you were to do this, just imagine how much your community would benefit. And my collectors are making way more money off of my NFTs than I ever did from the original sales.
So you're like Friendster and you're just giving them the idea for, you know, like Facebook.
Yeah, I kind of want to do that. Yeah.
You're right here.
I want to make myself obsolete. Yeah.
It's like you make a formula or a template that it's an equation that everyone can use. If everybody puts that formula together, they're going to get the same solution, right?
Right.
So I think like having the idea, the concept is great, you know, and you do have to, some things don't go in that equation, you know? So it's not safe for work stuff or.
Yeah, I buy all that, but I don't know if I would sell that on this store specifically, but maybe another store or another blockchain completely. I mean, I swear. Wait, I forget how to swear. Swear. Is it this way or this? I don't even either. I think it's
left
right
hand
hand.
on your hand and
I don't
right
swear on anything.
All right, look, I swear, okay, that I have an OnlyFans account. So it's not that I judge with like, you know, that kind of content or anything. It's just that specific store that I have.
Healthy,
you know, different companies have sub companies, right? You know, they don't sell, you know, multiple things under one umbrella. They have different brand names on different storefronts, but they're all owned by the same people, you know? And I think that's probably what I would end up doing if I did change up the vibe. And I feel like some people need to consider doing a little bit more of a thought out collection of what they're doing and less chaos, because when I do look at a lot of my friends that are getting into NFTs, it goes from selfies to videos of like their dog to really high quality edited stuff and then to memes that they just threw text over, and it's just it's chaos. But
I've been working on that too as an artist. I see it a lot out there. I'm like working with like people that are actually professionals of this, trying to help me get it just right, and then we're gonna drop a bunch of stuff. So I feel you, dude. People are putting like selfies with like fine art with like a Dogecoin meme or something. It's wild.
Yeah,
Why
so
would-
much-
I don't want to hate on it. I'm just saying that it might be
I'm
a
not
good
hating,
idea
I
to
just think it's-
focus on
Yeah.
one thing in particular and maybe
Just
build
seems
a
manic.
second or third or fourth store for those different, traits that you may have as an artist or different,
Yeah.
genres. A lot of production companies have a, main label, but then they have sub labels for their
Yep.
horror, their comedy, their drama, and it will show, hey, this is produced by, but then the production house or whatever, like they have different, studios underneath the production
I use the
houses. So-
Coke Sprite analogy a lot for that kind of stuff. Coca-Cola makes like all these different soft drinks because
But they don't call it Coca-Cola clear
Exactly.
limes.
Yeah, and they
lime
disassociate
lemon.
completely.
Yeah.
There's just a little label on the bottom. So like that's it. And that's how your stores should be. It's like a lot of people don't know this, and Ken struggles to accept it himself. He's a good photographer. He's got an interesting eye for taking photos and stuff. I would like him to start an account where it's just like his photos that like things he finds interesting. He took a really good photo when we were together that I still think about. So but you obviously can't put that in your gift store, So I'd like to see you doing different genres too, like a fine art thing and then your gift store. And I think it's cool that that you're kind of just at least pushing the idea for other artists to kind of do that.
Yeah, Vinny, have you thought about doing multiple stores? I know you're focused
Well-
on the one you have, but would you consider maybe using this one as that scrapbook, or for this particular like genre of style, and make multiple stores?
Yeah.
Probably. I've got some different ideas in the works. Like as far as this MT, like I said, like I'm not an artist. I was like, I wanted to just I brainstormed an idea. I said, I want to make an NFT that encourages giving it to other people, encourages the trade. I wanted to have a very simplistic and encompass like the minimalist idea that we all are kind of having, whether we know it or not. I wanted it to be very simple, but I wanted to have details. So I was like, I want to make a card. I'm just going to put a saying on it that expresses your thoughts, one word. Tell somebody to hodl it. Tell somebody they did a good job. Tell somebody you're a dingus, whatever. But I did want to have some detail. So going back to the studio thing, the comedy aspect of the card was, I'm just going to have like you watch a movie and you get like 6 or 7 or 9 studios at the beginning of the movie. There's like 8 different production companies hit you. So I was like, I'm going to make this card, but in very, very small writing, I'm going to put like in 3D graphics, like the name of the brand or whatever in different trademarks, like all over it. And then like you look at the back and there'll be like 15 of them. So I thought it out. I said, okay, this is going to be something I'm going to have multiple series. And so I was like, okay, this is a good plan. But, like I said, that's just a start. So it very well should just be a scrapbook at this point. But the other idea I had was, my sister-in-law, she loves to travel, loves to vacation. These are my sister-in-law, and my brother. I finally got them into crypto before the February 12th big boom. So they got in on the 8th. They saw the next day, they saw so many returns, they were in. So some people are so on the uptake. So I told my sister-in-law, I said, look, you on a vacation. They were just in the British Isles. I had them she sent me like 5 or 6 photos. I'm like, look, every time you go on a vacation, you make a website and you give that website link on your social media, not just post a picture. And then all your social media and your family goes to your website. They can see the scrapbook of your vacation, and then they could purchase, individual photos out of it as NFTs. And you could send everybody one photo out of your vacation as like the postcard. So there's the postcard, draw everybody into it. And if you want a piece of the vacation, there you go. So, that was another concept. I'm just trying to think of ideas that would help get other people into things that I may not necessarily do, but what do other people want?
I really
And
like
say,
that you
"Here's
said
how
the
you can get it."
postcard thing. I think that's a really underutilized aspect because, when you say NFT, immediately people think, oh, investment. It has to be investable or it has to be able to gain value. I'm like, no, that's not the case. Something can be an infinite print of, the family at the beach, and you can whitelist all the addresses of your family members and they can claim that drop, or something to that aspect. And it can be very gamified. I think it's the simplicity of it that may sound too easy to be worth it, right? It's like, why would I take a picture of the whole family at the beach, make a drop and just say to my family and my family Telegram, because you know some nerds have a fucking Telegram channel with just family members in it. Say, hey, right, Familygram. They're like, hey, everybody, drop your address. We'll whitelist you. And you know the family gets whitelisted. They go and claim that postcard from you at the beach, and I don't know. It could be that level of like gamification hasn't really been done yet, but we've seen like what it looks like on a non-monetizable level with social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. How many likes or comments do you get? How many people are actually right-click downloading that picture from Instagram already anyway? I think that that interest is already there. People follow you.
It's proof
on
of what
Instagram.
you're capable of.
And it's
like,
proof of engagement too, right? Like proof of family.
Of awesome.
I have a family. I have friends. But yeah,
are you in black and white right now, or is that just kind of what I'm looking at?
Oh yeah, I'm just sitting here, been fucking with Nathan this whole damn live stream. Sorry.
Yeah, the colors are like, I'm like,
I can fix that. It's just
I was kind of unsure because you guys.
All right.
Oh no, what's going on here?
I don't know. I have like all these new settings now for my camera, and I feel like whoa, I can make my face looks fatter, and then skinnier, and then fatter, and then skinnier. It's so weird. Anyway, yeah, bro, I was in black and white.
You were messing with me so bad, like.
But yeah, I think there's an
anyway,
NFT for
I can't
everyone.
say it.
Like everyone's doing something that could translate to NFT, and the biggest hurdles I see are one, just jumping in the deep end and doing it yourself.
Yeah.
Or two, if you're hearing about it, someone's probably telling you, and someone's probably told you a half a dozen times. And sometimes you just have to hear things in life and say, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get in. That's how I got into crypto. The girl at the smoke shop kept talking about it. I said, what the heck? And then I got my 600 stimulus at like 1 a.m. on January 1st. And at like 1:40, I bought my first Ethereum because my stimulus went into my PayPal, and PayPal had just introduced crypto. I said, look, somebody just made it easy.
You got it like $400 or something.
I put like 210 in there, and the 2 days later, it was like 335.
Okay,
so I think the 365 million people that PayPal introduced to at least Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash kind of stimulated those. But
I didn't even know PayPal had all those options. What?
Yeah, they were selling no fees before the new year. So up to like December 31st, you could buy and trade with no fees.
Yeah, I don't use fucking PayPal that much. I have it.
There's gonna be no reason to talk about crypto.
That's what, dude, Nathan, right? No, I've been trying to tell people this. Right, we are completely going to be like.
What if there's a guy talking about money all the time right now?
Well, how many podcasts do you know right now that talk about fax machines? How many podcasts talk about the technology that is the email?
Yeah, make your money and get the hell out to something new.
Check out my new cordless phone, guys. This is the latest model.
It's the future. Oh my god, like, dude, it's just so ubiquitous now. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not something we really, kind of acknowledge. Like, I like to compare blockchain to public plumbing. It's like flushing your toilet is such an amazing feat of technology, but we all like kind of take it for advantage and don't give a shit, no pun intended, about it.
But technically we do give a shit.
Until it freezes in Texas and all your pipes are frozen.
That's when you start to appreciate it, right? So I think that's where blockchain and crypto and NFTs and everything like this will eventually get to that point of being so involved in our everyday lives that it's just something that we don't have to, have these conferences or podcasts about. Like, again, who the hell does an email podcast in 2021? Like,
yeah, what if there's a guy doing a seminar on how to adopt, US dollars? You'd be like, I just get it from my paycheck. I cash it and I use it at the store. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, I produce physical work, and
we're gonna be so redundant in a few years.
I mean, it's the Wild West right now, and the way I look at it is like if your neighbor came over and said, you have gold on your land, there is a gold rush going on right now. All you got to do is go out back and start digging.
I feel like that's how I talk to every fucking
people that want to
dig.
Yo,
every single artist I talk to is like that Beverly Hillbillies movie You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm talking to the Beverly Hillbilly of fucking art. And I'm like, dude, you have all this oil in your backyard. You should probably maybe do something with it. And you're like, nah, I'm just going to tweet it out and put it on Instagram. I'm like,
I got to go to work.
You do all
I gotta go-
this.
I gotta
Yeah, I
be at
gotta
work
go
at
to.
clock
I
in.
got a 9 to 5. But this Instagram that you
Yeah.
have is so. The art is. Oh yeah, just make art and put it on Instagram. That's all. But what do you do with
Give
your
it
art?
away.
Do you sell it?
Yeah.
No,
Give it
I
away.
just post it on Instagram. But it's like you're sitting on a well of oil. You know, artists are the new era Federal Reserve. You know, they used to put dead presidents on money, and now we got Beeple and Nathan and Vinny and Kenny and all these people on their own money. Artists are definitely the new, money makers, and they have this store of wealth in their hard drives or even on their Instagrams right now that they have yet to realize into.
And their hearts and minds
profits.
just stored there, waiting.
I think artists are also afraid of NFTing things that they've made like 10 years ago that's already been on Instagram for 10 years or some shit. You know what I mean? It's like, that's your shit. You made it, even though you posted it on Instagram or something years ago. I feel like you have every, right, and I hope encouragement to tokenize that, in any way that you want, from a mint 1 of 1 to an infinite mint release for $1 to $1 million. It's your art, your call. You make
So I had
it.
a situation. I sold a painting a few years ago, and I have like a really good high resolution photo of that painting. And I called the guy who owns it recently. He was like, "Can I tokenize this?" And he said, "Absolutely not. I want this to be like mine in my home." Like he's appreciated me reaching out, but he didn't want me to put it on the blockchain. Do you think there's like an ethical, and I'm going to honor that because I'm like a nice guy, but like, do you think there's something ethically wrong if an artist is like, screw that, this is my work, I want it to live forever so the public can see it, I'm putting it on the blockchain, I just won't sell it? Like, what are your opinions?
Ken?
Oh, I thought he was asking you. I don't know what the fuck who he's talking to. It's really hard to tell on Zoom because people can't turn their head to make eye contact.
I know.
Was he talking? I thought I just read his thoughts.
I just
No,
read.
I feel like people can hear my thoughts right now, honestly, because of what I'm
Yeah, I
dealing
didn't-
with. But
Honestly, didn't really quite understand the question.
I'll
so
be honest, me neither.
So if I sell a piece of art, a physical painting, and like I sold it for like $5,000 a few years ago, and I was like, oh, this would be a cool piece to put in my store. I reached out, and the guy was like, no, I don't want you to do that. Do you think artists should have to reach out, or do you think they can just take a high-res photo of the painting they sold and mint it?
I mean, that's all up to you. Yeah, as the artist. There's no. I think that's just.
I mean, I'm honoring it,
mean,
but I was
that's-
just like, it's an interesting question of whether, do you think artists should reach out to ask even, or just
Like,
do it?
would it disrespect the person who had put value in your original piece and bought it? And like saying like, how would it affect them?
Yeah.
Like, and their viewpoints on it? I don't know. Once again, I think that might boil down to the individual.
Yeah.
Like if I owned one big painting, but I really love that painting, and I said, man, I wish the world could see this.
Yeah.
But I'm the only owner of this painting. Then
It's
my
in somebody's
desire would be
basement,
to get it out there. Now, am I the one who's going to make the NFT of the painting, or is the artist, or say, hey, look, you made this painting, I bought it. I want the world to see this painting. How do you feel about this?
I think
you
it
wanna
comes
make it
down
NFT?
to the agreement before the purchase. Anything after that is a complete up in the air. I agree with Big Ben in the chat. It's your art. Do what you want.
See, because this technology wasn't widely adopted for kind
right.
of
But this
displaying
is something
art at
as
the
if
time.
you as an
So we didn't have an agreement to even be made. So it's almost like
Yeah, like 10 years
like,
ago, or
like mine's solved, but I wonder if for other artists that are facing this dilemma, what they're gonna do, or
Well,
if there's gonna be an
there's-
industry standard.
exactly. That's the thing. I just think it's going to be industry standard as a more of like a moral compass rather than like a legal regulation kind of a guideline. We see this already in pure NFTs. Like if somebody buys a mint 1 of 1,
Oh, it's adorable.
if somebody buys a mint 1 of 1 from an artist and then they take that art and start to make prints of it, right? Like they own the art, but do they? Do they own the NFT? Or do they own the art? What was agreed upon before the purchase, or what's in the metadata of that contract? Do you own the rights, the legal rights to recreation, redistribution, license and royalty and all of that? on the image of the NFT that you bought, or did you just buy the NFT? So I think that this also goes with the physical art as well. When you sell that physical painting, are you agreeing to sell the rights to it to that person to then redistribute, resell, or is it just that art that you made on the canvas that they bought and the legal rights are still yours? And I think that, you know, seeing those two different conversations play out, it is a 100% opinion-based event. There is no right or wrong. That is a gray-based zone.
Like for me, I would say, like, if I did that, I would say no. Like I would say, like, I as far as monetizing, like if I were to make an NFT that would to generate kind of an income of a painting, even if I bought it 10 or 15 years ago and it was one of a kind, that would still, like, for me, my personal feeling would be that I'm stealing. Like that's inside, you know. But that's just right now, currently my thoughts as the questions presented to me.
Yeah,
it's definitely one that you gotta calculate.
Yeah, because
I guess whether feelings, you know, if we all have good feelings.
Yeah, as a collector, like, so that one of a kind on or off chain is still.
Why do you got to try to make art so political? That's what it sounds
because
like,
it's a question.
Because it does
it's a question. A lot of my friends in the community have been kind of struggling with, because a lot of their older work, like this technology wasn't being used for displaying artwork yet. And they have like a lot of old agreements that they would have structured differently originally if this had existed. So
well, how the fuck do you think Kanye West feels about his masters of his music
exactly,
right now,
exactly.
Right?
So I think it's just a big dilemma in the general art market, and then I think collectors are kind of going to establish it more than anything.
I just want to see anarchy and chaos and let the governance figure it out throughout the community. You know, steal shit, copy shit, pirate shit, counterfeit shit, all until we figure this shit the fuck out.
That's why I almost want to just do it.
So that was something I did want to touch upon, is like counterfeits, bootlegs. And, you know, I had an interesting thought about that. You know, it's like everyone in this world has been kind of growing up in their circles, in their friend circles, their community circles, the states they live in, the territories, the provinces, the countries they live in, right? We're all raised doing seeing different things, how different things get done. But we're all trying to break out of this trap or whatever we're in. We're all trying to get out of the garden, right? So let's say you did grow up in China and all your life you saw your people around you bootlegging things and copying things. That may be your chance to break out. You make a bootleg copy of Garbage Pail Kids or something. Someone picks it up and you make enough money to get out of the trap that you're in, right? But you use those tactics you learned, even though maybe the viewpoints on them aren't that great, but it worked for you at the time. But then do you change once you get out? Do you then learn from the community that you are now in and say, how's everybody getting along in here? And then you get rid of those old tactics that you learned. So that's a big thing about blockchain. So we're dealing with people all over the world who everyone's in different situations. I mean, there may be somebody trying to buy baby formula and they just need to sell 2 NFTs. We don't know the personal story behind everybody. It's not people, to me, it's like not just people trying to make money. There's people trying to get out of situations, and this may be their opportunity. So that's kind of one thing I thought about with the bootlegs and stuff, just trying to see it from a different angle.
We have a lot of like legacy business models trying to work their way into a space that have been established as kind of this Wild West thing. And there's gonna be some growing pains here. I guess that's I'm just stirring the pot a little bit by asking this basically, but yeah, that was kind of the point.
I'm giving away a bunch of NFTs right now. I don't know if anybody in the live stream
might
be new. If you see a QR code at the bottom of the screen pop up down there, down that way, and it refreshes into a new image, go ahead and take your phone out, scan it. You should be watching this on your TV, because I have an ego and I want to be on everyone's TV, and you have to use your phone to scan the QR codes. So
make sure you're logged into your Wax account first. So go, just scan a QR code, log in, because if you go to grab it and you're not logged in,
yes,
you're gonna get sent right to your login page.
I've made that mistake. And I've missed.
I'll learn the hard way, but
yeah,
we've probably given away actually $200 worth of NFTs today. So,
damn.
Yeah, that's been fun. Somebody said, "What's up with 9 billion US dollars staked on TLM. So here's the thing with $9 billion, dude. I love Trillium and all, but you guys don't even. I feel like people don't understand how math works. Sometimes I'm like, you do realize how easy it is to get to 9 billion, right? Like, you don't have to sell all of your shitcoins for $9 billion or something. Like, it just takes one. You know what I mean? Like, if one person bought one Bitcoin today for $1 million, guess what Bitcoin's worth? $1 million fucking dollars, right? So yeah, Trillium went in market cap very quickly, but I wouldn't have said $9 billion worth of fiat was invested. It's just a market cap of $9 billion that's in valued staked. So there's a huge fucking difference in $9 billion and $9 billion in value.
The way they structure capitalization is actually pretty interesting. A lot of that stuff can be just
Coin market cap is a fucking scam if you don't know what the fuck you're looking at, bro.
Yeah, you just see those numbers.
It's insane. The more people realize.
I love Alien Worlds. Do not get me wrong, bro. You can mine my
awesome.
NFTs there, but that number and how you get to
Very
that
high
number and what it really means.
No correlation.
Yeah, it's different. It's so different, but same.
TLM's not gonna come back on the 13th and be at 4 cents or 40 cents.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe
what are the other companies that have that valuation in crypto? I mean, there's some pretty big names. You know.
Yeah, I see nothing but good things for Alien Worlds and Trillium moving forward. Nothing but good things.
Their team is sick. Their product is sick. Everything's good.
I don't think they're going to go down in value or anything like that. I'm just saying that $9 billion in stake, it's true. It is what it is. It's not fake news, but it's just the way that we value market caps in this space. It's not the same as like if you had like a stock and that saw a $9 billion, investment market cap. It's different.
And that's the funnest. That's the funnest thing is like you don't have to worry about it. You're just get in the game. Just play the game.
It doesn't have to be real.
I haven't looked at taking view in like 6 days.
Nothing's real anyway. This is all just an illusion. So who cares?
All fake money. Get as much
we're
as you can.
We're just
we're not even alive.
Magic the Gathering or Dungeons and Dragons in real life.
This is a simulation. Right? You don't exist.
We can use whatever pretend money we want. We can use whatever spells we want to cast them, whether it's on the Ethereum blockchain or the Wax blockchain. I'm casting fireballs and people are buying them. It's crazy. It's magical.
Just manifest it. You can manifest stuff so quickly these days. Like if you're in the front of the wave. I mean, because that's what happened to me. I was like, I need to make some more money. Here comes crypto. And I'm like, I need something to pull me away from just day trading on this. Here's the Wax blockchain. It's like everything I've thought has literally just been presented to me.
Well, we have,
and I'm like, okay, so I take that.
You're a manifester, bro.
Yeah, we have digital alchemy, which now brought to us virtual manifestation. By taking digital resources and cooking them up in a fucking cauldron like a witch. It's like you can really manifest some shit into the real world that was not there before, like taking a piece of grass and putting a spell on it to make it gold by like its molecular level. We are doing that with your art, a little bit of blockchain magic, and next thing you know, you have Bitcoin, digital gold.
And
it's fucking
the belief,
alchemy.
The belief of everyone. If we're all manifesting the same thing, then we get something huge.
Yeah, we're just putting different filters on the world with our brain. That's all we're doing.
Lining up, and that's why it's like for me, I want to get people. I hate seeing what I feel like I'm leaving people behind.
Yeah.
Some of the influencers on YouTube I watch, they're still like trying to get in the music videos. They're still trying so hard to be that big actor. But then they're buying Fortnite skins. And I'm just looking at it. And to me, it's like, okay, that's your choice. You're going to do what you do to get to where you're going. And everyone's in a different timeline, right? Sometimes you can't speed up people's, transcendence or whatever you want to call it. But I do believe everyone will come along. But yeah, watching the influencers and stuff, I'm just like, you have logos all over your custom emojis. Those should be NFTs.
Yes,
your dance moves should be your NFTs, not having Fortnite steal your dance moves and you get nothing from it.
Yep.
So to me, it's like, maybe people just have to see a big enough loss, but it's what are you chasing? You know, it's like, what are you chasing?
Yeah, if
and what are you doing
Ninja
to get there?
decided to do a dance move and animate it and make it, you know, parody where it's legal parody law to like a Fortnite skin and doing a dance, he could auction that NFT off and make more than he ever would working with somebody like Fortnite. You're absolutely right.
Well, you know, it's like Nathan Barnett comes to mind. Been watching this guy for 12 years now. I've seen him at a couple conventions. You know, he's a wild guy, but he's always doing something new. And I'm just like, at this point, I just see like wasted opportunity. But then I just remind myself, everyone's gonna come along. You know, it's like, what do you experience
Oh
that
God,
says,
I
okay, you
can't
know,
imagine how many people look at me and have been flies on the wall for things and see same thing like wasted opportunity. Oh, because I know some people have seen some opportunities come
I
across
waste
my
it every
way, and I
day. It's
literally
hard.
just set it on fire because it's funnier to watch those things burn.
Dude, you can't catch every butterfly that crosses your path.
And not every,
You
you know,
know?
and you shouldn't want to.
Shouldn't
Sometimes it's
try
more
to. You shouldn't
fun
want
to
to catch
just
the
watch it fly
butterfly.
right by.
Why would
let
you want
somebody
to
else
hold
catch it.
It should be free.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Let that butterfly
Yeah,
go.
just let it go.
And that to me is the most special thing about these podcasts and stuff, how I got pulled in. I mean, I only watch you and Crypto Stash, you know, for now. I haven't,
Shout out.
because it's like, I won't go search, things will fall upon me as I need them. And if I search too hard for things, I may find the wrong thing.
Exactly.
So I take things as they come. It's like, yeah, I'm only watching 2 YouTubers. Yeah, well, because the third one hasn't come along yet. You know, well, actually, there is kind of another third one I'm kind of watching. But to me, it's just engaging, and you know, the things we say, you guys, you know, I've heard you say things that are, you know, obviously $1 million ideas. I mean, you had to cut the podcast short the other day because you kind of started talking too much about, you know, some really great ideas. I'm like, that's a good move. But at the same time, it's like,
we have notebooks
people-
filled with them.
it's like people need these ideas can be used by other people too. And it's all going to strengthen everything. To me,
Not
there's
every
no,
good
like,
idea has to be yours. You can give them away.
or yours to do something with. Yeah. It's like the
Let
ideas
somebody
there.
else
Now
do it. You came up with
Mhm.
it, but at least let it be out there.
Yeah.
someone
Yeah,
who
just
hears
because you can't do
you
it
know,
doesn't mean it shouldn't exist. It should have a life, you know.
99% of the
created
time,
and-
I want to give somebody a good idea. It's just so I could use it, not so I could invest in it or make money off of it. I just want somebody to do it because that's probably going to be something that they're good at to do, and I just want to use it because I'd probably be good at using it, or it would be good to be used in an existing way. So, yeah, I think that, you know, to have these open discussions hopefully does inspire, you know, people to do things different every day. It's kind of why I do the daily podcast, because you never know what I'm going to say or who's going to listen and do something. And I've just seen a lot already come out of, you know, just doing this in general, even before NFTs. And since NFTs kind of taken off this year, all of my friends experimenting in different ways, how they have inspired me to do things that I wouldn't have, you know, thought to do because I inspired them to do something they wouldn't have thought to do. And
Yeah, dude.
I'm all in it
Creating
for like
sporks together. You know, we're just creating
Yeah.
sporks together. That's all.
I mean,
Just
that's the whole unity. It's the whole, you know, if we're all in the world
Meowcat
thinking the same
sent
thing.
us 50. I don't know what the heck is that. 50 knock and no NOK. Northern
North Korea.
Another coin.
Yeah, I don't know what NOK is, but I got 50 of them now, and that's a lot of something. So I'm gonna take a hit of
I
this
know
for
this.
Meowcats. It's MYAU Meowcats.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what happens with the raccoon. I know some of you probably got those April Fool's Day packs.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully, and what I'm thinking is you're going to open those up, and it's going to be, you know, the tokens, much like
No, you gotta
Hollow God.
open it and it just disappears. It burns.
Right. So it's like, you know, Hollow
That's
God
the trick.
basically. I think the last Hollow God pack was only void. Like I think it was like only void tokens. So basically, they were just giving out their tokens in those packs. And I
Okay, he
think
said
that's
they're
the
Norwegian
raccoon.
corners, I think. Crowners. KRONERS.
They sound cool. We'll take them.
Yeah.
Throw them in the pile.
It actually sounds like a legit shitcoin, though. Not to be disrespectful.
I know it
But
does.
that
Give
sounds
us-
like some shit that could be on CoinMarketCap.
Hey, give us
Well,
your random
Crowners?
shillings. Crowners.
Yeah, I thought like
Sounds dope.
if my card game gets popular, the Dingus Brothers, I'm gonna make the dinghy.
The dinghy.
And then every time you trade a card, you get one dinghy.
Nice.
you
I
know?
saw
And then-
Deeks.
Dingies.
Did you guys see Deeks? There's like these dicks on the blockchain, DEEKS.
I believe so. Yes.
Why can't I find Deeks now? I just tried to look
Why do we
them
have so
up.
much money? It's like there's so many different currencies.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, but we'd all much rather have these digital files than physical dollars, which is to me quite beautiful. We are all coming to a mass consensus that we don't care about money anymore. Can we just make it irrelevant? And the more we prefer JPEGs on the fucking blockchain, the less we prefer US dollars in our bank accounts, the less they're worth, the less power they have over us, and the more self-sovereignty we have by creating our own currencies. So I just wanted to show people these Deeks that are out here. They're on, I think, Ethereum, but
Yeah, I think they're ETH. Yeah.
yeah, but I'm waiting for them to head over to Wax because I would definitely like to play with their Deek.
But this shows too something else that we've known in society for a good amount of time now, but it's just making its way into the mainstream a little bit more. Is that your individuality is very valuable? It's worth a lot of money. And
Oh,
we're
you
all
know, it'd be
unique,
really funny.
creative
Let's wrap
people.
things up while he's gone. So when he comes back, we're not on the air.
Let's do that. That'd be awesome. Hell yeah.
We just like hang up on him so when he comes back, we're not here.
Do it. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
He's
he
like,
can hear us. He can hear
No.
us.
That would have been funny. Now I feel awkward.
I have a little
Are you
bit.
turning purple or is this me again?
Oh no, it's the new camera that I have, dude. I've been trying to get it to like not suck. And
You picked a crazy day for that to happen. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I have the settings up today for a reason.
It is messing with me.
But like you're saying, the belief behind the coin is the belief in the physical dollar just goes away. More belief in this happens. And when you think about it, this is more real than a physical dollar. A physical dollar is it's a block of matter. It's a block of material that will decode. It'll disintegrate in this reality and be nothing. Each individual parts will never come together again. But as far as cryptocurrency goes, it's a code. It's a waveform that will always exist and always be out there, more than the combined waveforms of the atoms of $1. That dollar's gone. It's literally nothing. But the blockchain, and to me, it's like it's a brick in the wall, and as that wall gets built up, that brick's not going anywhere. Like it's forever. If we lose computers, everything is going to be out there in a waveform that theoretically could be picked up again and decoded again. You can't lose this stuff. I mean, you can, but not for a long time.
We'll be burning these dollars for warmth soon. So
And then, but to me, like the belief,
not to be pessimistic. I'm kidding.
belief in upcoming projects, things like that. Like I love Ellie Blob. I've been evolving some Ellie Blob stuff.
Hope you're
I
feeling
really
good too, dude.
Yeah,
I support
Ellie.
that because I want to see them evolve. I want to see the next iteration. I've even played their little overhead game a bit because it's a lot of fun. So to me, it's like, get behind something you believe in. It may not even be blown up yet. But if you watch the work, you get in the Telegram groups, just meet the people, watch what people are doing as they grow their business. There's opportunities for all to learn from everybody and help everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right, man. And cross-pollination is real. You get some really crazy looking flowers when you plant some different shit in the same garden. Just gotta give it some time. Nature takes its course, and it can only happen through those means, right? So without doing that, you may never know what could have been. I want to check this out real quick for the live stream before. Well, this is what inspired that whole fucking shit. I'm looking at your fucking NFTs that you made of me, and it made me go all deep. These collabs right here, this is the start of it all right here for my collection on Atomic Hub with the collabs. And it was me and Nathan, animated by Crypto Sultan. So the artwork's by Nathan, animation Sultan, and inspiration me.
At this point, all proceeds have gone to benefit other artists. They've all been going to buy up other collab art. So it's the start. The first one is kind of helping perpetuate the rest.
So half of every sale goes, between me and Nathan, and then we've just been making sure that we with focus, spend this on, low gem artists. And that's pretty much where the money's been going, is back into the community. But we
This is
only
crazy awesome, dude.
we have 8 of the 10 of 10 left, which means we've sold our 1 of 1. Shout out to Smart Digital Payments Mike. He picked up the $25,000 mint 1 of 1. And I'm still getting the tattoo. I promise. My artist, this kitten, has been in and out of surgery, and I just don't want to be like that guy who's only hitting up somebody to get something from them when they're in a serious situation, like having surgery on their pet. So I have anxiety about reaching out right now, other than to say I hope everything's okay, and then I say, hey, I hope everything's okay again, and that's about it. So anyway, I will be getting that tattoo, Mike, I promise. We have 8 left of these. We've only sold 2 out of the 10 of 10, and they are $2,573 each. And we have sold 43 out of the 100 NFTs, bro. And that is $257. If you have one of these already, please unstake it from our planet. I will be doing an airdrop Sunday, tomorrow, at 4:20 p.m. Eastern. And I want to make sure everybody gets the airdrop. But if you are staking one of these on our planet, you will probably not get that airdrop. So,
there'll be no way to tell that you really have it, so it's like you can't get it airdropped.
See, what I think a lot of people miss about our planet is when you stake something, you're given the transaction verification, and you click accept. And I think a lot of people don't realize that you're handing that over to them.
This is on loan.
That's in their inventory.
Artwork. Yeah, it's like in the real art world. You put your artwork on loan and you get payment.
Well, I do worry though about like what we've seen issues with, and I know this podcast is running a little long, so either one of you let me know if you've got to wrap things up. But we've seen issues similar to this on things like Coinbase, where people would go and use their Ethereum address for Coinbase to claim their ICO tokens, and Coinbase would end up receiving those tokens that they don't list or support, and basically ended up, saying you lost your money. You sent it into the quite literal ether. If you're staking an NFT that has airdrop functionalities that are pretty, blind to, blocking something like our planet as a receiver, there quite literally could be infinitely lost NFTs into that our planet ether due to that mechanic. How many airdrops have been triggered to assets of like templates that S.Our Planet is holding right now that may not ever be able to come back to the market?
It happened with Bitcoin Origins. They moved 10 people forward to moment 5. And the first 10 were people who solved it. And then they did 10 randoms if you were holding any of the key cards. And sure enough, one of the key cards was in Stake to Our Planet, even though myself and others said, unstake it. So and then here come the questions.
So here's the thing. There is a way to blacklist S.Our Planet, but that's something that you would only usually know if you already fucked up like Bitcoin Origins did. And so they can blacklist that address so it can never receive anything. But then if you're staking it there, you'll never receive it, unfortunately, either. I think Blockchain Heroes, with Joel and Travis, they had, I think, Ben, he may have credited. But they have said they came up with somewhat of a solution for this. So
I'm sure they did. They're intelligent.
Yeah, they're fucking the best, literally the best. So, So there are people working on this.
I did have one more question to bring up before we wrap this up here. Dust mining. I saw last night. I paid a little closer attention. And explain more about buying the dust art and why people are paying $180, $400 for these items.
For the enhancers?
Yes.
So
I think that's something a lot of people don't know about.
Well, some of them are made by the tribes, right? The channels, the minor groups, right? So different channels that have staked a quite significant amount of dust to earn the right to be a dust mine channel. They have an opportunity to create an enhancer. So imagine all the people in all those different communities, how involved they are as a community. When a group does come up with their own individual enhancer, it's not just that group that would want one because it's for all of dust. So it's the whole Dust community, but that individual community has probably a little bit of a boosted desire for it because it's their enhancer. It represents their group. It just becomes this highly sought after collectible within like the like community of like most active members, because that's what Dust is really about. Like if you're one of the most active people in a community, you're probably going to be really incentivized to get more involved with Dust because you're probably going to be earning the most in that channel. So there's that. So like if I came up with my own dust enhancer that would give you 4.20 more dust than you would normally get every once in a while, right? Because it wouldn't be every time, it would be random. You would get like 4.20 dust instead of 1. And there was only 420 of those enhancers. Myself, I have almost 1,500 people in my own Telegram. So that would be a pretty scarce utility. It's not just a piece of art. It has utility in not just my group, but in every single channel that is a dust mining group. And now people that are out there are trying to collect one from every Telegram channel, so they have one of each. And that's where, because of the scarcity, the demand. And a lot of the times people don't think when you say supply and demand, there's this variable that's a ghost, and it's called utility. And that utility will just blow up or sink something, right? Either it's good utility or it's shitty utility, or there's no utility. Even if there's no utility, it's still there, except that number is a 0. That's all. You know what I mean? And that equation of supply, demand, utility. And the dust enhancers in the community have the most utility. So the lack of the supply, the increase in demand, and that exponential utility just creates this interesting NFT environment where it's like you wouldn't know what the fuck you're looking at on the Atomic Hub marketplace when you're looking at it. It just looks like
why is this $400?
Right. And that's what I think. That question is why it is worth $400. Because when you see it, the only way to figure it out is to join the community, put in the time. Now you're putting in time. Time is more valued than money. So when people put in a whole day's worth of work to research why the fuck is this vacuum worth $400, that's an entire day's investment of time. It means more than the $400 ever will. Odds are, by that level of interest, they're probably going to pick one up. So I think that's what adds to the value of it, is the amount of self investigation, that do your own research that it forces people to do. Because if you didn't know what it does, it would just look like a vacuum on the blockchain. It doesn't make sense. But because you own one, you have this key to unlock a feature in an environment that otherwise wouldn't be there for you without owning it. So
that's the most interesting part too. It's like, what are the possibilities of that, and what all is out there? And that's what I'm going to be looking up today. I'm going to be trying to find out what are all these utility things I can have, because my whole goal is like, there is a level that you could be performing at in the Wax blockchain where you should be generating income.
Land. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but holy fuck, land.
Our planet land. Like, if you're not...
Our planet, alien world, splinter lands, fucking land, upland, sandbox land.
Even if you don't like the game, even if you...
I was giving you it, but I was waiting,
I was waiting for you to stop. I didn't want to step on your thing.
But you guys gotta buy land, okay? Please
we have the best land, but
some land. Somewhere.
Periodical income. You get your incremental periodical income. There's your secondary income right there. That's how I'm looking at our planet. I mean,
that's the thing, right? Hold on. You could have your land and stake it too, and then you can stake what you generate from our planet, and then like there's just so the whole passive income thing never really seemed to work out until you add like the equation of blockchain. Because that shit is just like the actual perpetual motion machine of technology, which is interesting to see finances be fueled by a perpetual motion technology. I'm just excited to see what happens when we really just like go to a Star Trek environment where there is no value association, but there is bartering and utility association to where like, oh, you have this plot of land and I really want one. Oh, what's it worth? And like that, what's it worth would never come down to just one number. I would have to look at a whole laundry list to determine, oh, so it looks like if I were to offer you 3 plots of land over here, you'd probably have the same value of what you have. So I offer you these 3 plots for that 1 plot. And then you would have to look at that at a different line and go, okay, all right. But it wouldn't be down to a simple answer as of, oh, it's worth $1,000. But why? Like that's what we're breaking down is that simplicity of just a caveman value. When we say something's worth $1, it sounds very caveman to me. It's more like what? Why? What is it?
I think
people want to know, like, why is digital real estate valuable? And what I say is, why is real estate valuable? I mean, I would answer that with that question. And it's because it's the base layer for everything else that you can do. It provides you the foundation, and a strong foundation is the most valuable thing that we as humans can expect to have in this world. So buying property, digital, physical, it doesn't matter. I think real estate's, the biggest layer to any market, especially a financially based market.
And we're mining here.
Based. Yeah.
It's like the whole concept. Like, what do you do? What are we doing here? We're mining.
Yeah,
like,
it has a current utility and a future utility. And that's
like
again, we're the Beverly Hillbillies of crypto. I'm telling you, we're just mining oil.
We're about to strike oil.
Yeah.
And then people are spending ridiculous money on the mini packs for our planet. People getting in because they don't realize. I'm like, look, you should be looking at Crypto Stash. You should be looking at the Ken Bozak NFTs. I got a nice handful of your Easter NFTs and got 800 right there for like 40 wax. So it's opportunities. It's being part of the community, though. Like, you're not going to see those things unless you're active, you're being part of the community, and you know what's going on. I watched a guy spend 999 wax on a promo Our Planet pack, and he was saying in the chat how much he spent, and you saw he bought it right there, and you're like, dang, you only get like 2-3 things out of it. So it's like, take the time, study a little bit before you start spending wax. Or learn the hard way. You could spend a lot of wax.
I
say it is better to learn the hard way. It is better.
You'll remember.
It may not be, if you can't afford that road, please do not attempt to pay for it. But if you can afford to go down that road of, like, falling off your bike and scraping your knee, but in this case, scraping your knee is losing all your money.
Yeah.
Do that. I encourage you, because the School of Hard Knocks is a lot more educational than the whole homeschooled environment, right? So
how many lessons do you remember, lectures from math class? Yet you vividly remember that time when you were 5 that you fell off your bike,
and broke your arm. You're not
gonna... So like, even knowledge is subjective, but some things do have a more clear and present impact on where you're at emotionally. So
also, it only takes one NFT to become a millionaire. So how many NFTs have you bought recently? And I'll leave on that note. We'll wrap things up. Vinny, thank you so much for coming on, bro. I have your website in the title of the live stream. We went ahead and gave away a whole bunch of these Finny coins, and I'll be giving them away every day at 12 p.m. Eastern with my co-host Nathan from Superworld app. Go ahead and check it out. Pick up some land, and as always, have a day.
Have a day. We love you.
Peace out.
Good.
Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Ken Bozak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. Bozak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Ken bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. Going to the moon.
going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get some Ken Bozak.